Alright, autograph addicts, let's get ready for some grabs and laughs. Holy cow, I haven't had a lot of time to make videos, things have piled up, so I apologize for the long video, but we're going to fly right through it. 26 TTM successes to show you, 3 failures, a bunch of purchases, and before we get started, as always, shuffletrades.com. Don't know the next time I'm going to get to make a video, so I'm going to go ahead and promote April's giveaway. The Shuffle Trades March giveaway will happen at the end of March, but if you want to start getting in your entries for April, I'm going to go ahead and show you what you could get, because again, I don't know the next time I'm going to be able to get on here and do a video. So the hit trade for April is actually a dual hit. It is the baseball team We Are Family, the Pirates from the 70s. And I picked the 2 Hall of Famers that were on that team. And these are 2 certified autographed cards from those guys. First, Bert Blyleven. He was on that We Are Family team in the Hall of Fame. And then the main guy, Willie Stargell. I was debating whether to do Bill Madlock and some of those other guys. But I went with the Hall of Famers. I mean, it seemed a little better. Some people might be Twins fans, so they might be into the Blyleven too. So that will be up for grabs. One person will get both cards and the hit trade for April. Go to shuffletrades.com, follow the rules, and get your entries in for the April trade. And again, at the end of the month, we will do the March trade. I've just been swamped with stuff, but the trading process literally takes an hour and a half, so it's not a big deal. That's going to happen every month, no matter what. So get your stuff in for April to get the We Are Family cards. All right, let's go ahead and get started, guys. We got a lot of stuff to go over. It's piled up pretty bad. So let's go ahead and go over the purchases first. And I got a lot more stuff out too, so like it's just going to keep coming in. We got 2 minor league heritage cards. These are certified autographs that I purchased. Brady McConnell and Jacob Amaya. These go in the archive project. Then we have Mr. Darryl Strawberry on Topps Pristine. Pick that up. That was a purchase, not a TTM. So then we got several archive autograph cards. Mr. Dick Groat, Mr. Doug Drabeck. These are all certified. Mr. Al Oliver, Mr. Andy Van Slyke, and Mr. Bill Madlock. And then we have a card that I bought that is part of the Seattle Children's Hospital set that they put out this year. It used the 1984 Topps design, and this one is of Kyle Seager. Kind of an underrated player. He is very consistent. And if he plays for another 10 years, it'll be interesting to see the numbers he has. If he plays for a long time, he could be borderline Hall of Fame. I'm just saying, those guys that play for like 20 years, they rack up some numbers. So next up we have Mr. Sonny Gray. I believe he just got a major injury in spring training, so his stuff went down in price a lot, and this is basically a fire sale. I got this for like under 10 bucks. Sonny Gray. It's a 35-year certified auto. Sonny Gray, like 2 years ago, was one of the top pitchers in the league. So hopefully he comes back and comes back strong. But right now the market on him is low, and it's a good buying market if you want to get some Sonny Gray stuff. And the last purchase is another Stan Musial sticker card. Stan Musial, we've talked about this in the last like year or two of his life. He signed a bunch of stickers for Stan the Man Inc., his company, and they put them on trading cards. So this is an archives card of Stan the Man, and it's got the sticker right there. And it actually has a Stan the Man certification on the back, and it comes with the Stan the Man certificate with the sticker that matches. So all those will go in the archive project. Real happy to pick. I just dropped them all. Real happy to pick all those up. Hopefully I didn't ding them. Okay. Moving on from that disaster, we have TTMs, guys, and we got some failures here. A couple I knew I was probably getting back, and one surprising one, because I made a goof up. So, but he said it happens quite a bit, so I don't feel as bad. First, we got Will Clark. We burn him out, guys. He's done. So he's not signing for free anymore. Got the official letter saying it. Basically, he's signing for $20 a card now. So I'm going to send him $20 and probably send him 2 cards and see what happens. Some of these guys, they automatically hike their prices a little high and then they come back down to earth. Will Clark's probably worth $20, but gosh, there's so many Will Clark archive cards. So I'll send him the $20 and I'll send him 2 cards and I'll see what happens. If he wants to sign 1 card, that's A-okay with me. And we can talk about that more on the podcast. I think that's actually a subject that we might approach soon. Next up, I was pretty sure I was going to get this one back, but I shot my shot. She said she wasn't going to sign anymore. Simone Biles. I made a first pitch card. And she basically said, yep, not signing anymore. So, not surprising, got that back, but it is what it is. You got to shoot your shot. And the last one's kind of funny. So I saw that there was an assistant coach named Chris Holt. And so I figured it was the same Chris Holt that played the majors. Nope, it was a different Chris Holt. So this is not the Chris Holt that is the assistant coach. He wrote me a note back and I actually signed a piece of paper anyway. But kind of embarrassing. Should have done my research on the Wikipedia page. But yeah, I just assumed it was the same guy. So when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. All right. Let's get into the TTMs. The first one is, it could go 50-50 on authenticity and maybe ghost signed. Sent this to his home address, and I actually haven't seen the signature since the last successes that were free from him. But it may be his rushed free signature, but it definitely doesn't look like his paid signatures. This is Mr. Paul O'Neill, and he usually charges. But here we have 2 cards, 2 Top Spin Favorites cards that connect in certain places where his full signature actually spells out Paul. So tell me what you guys think. On these Paul O'Neills, I actually think it's like 50-50. Because I have seen returns about 4 years ago that looks very similar to this. It could be his wife signing or something. I don't know. I'm going to have to do more research and see if I can find any in-persons that are quick. I just haven't had the time to do that. I have another iffy signature coming up at the end here for spring training successes. By the way, I didn't mention we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spring training successes. So those are at the end. Okay, so I did get several repeat returns. Let's go ahead and get into those. Mr. Storm Davis signed 1, 2. And this is actually the first time you guys are going to see this. This is the Topps Micro. And you're like, how did they sign the Topps Micro? The Topps Micro cards are like that big. Well, I have those stamp cards that I made, those custom stamp cards. And I put the Topps Micros in there. And it works out really well. So I'm going to let this zoom in. Focus. Come on, focus. Focus. Anyway, I don't know if it's going to focus or not. So that is what it looks like. It's basically held in there by scrapbooking corners on this thick card. And he signed under the micro. So I have a couple more of those to show off in this return, or this set of returns. Sorry, my mind's not totally there, guys. I'm trying to keep it together here. So the last card is this one here from Storm Davis. Nice return from him. Moving on, Greg Gane. Used to call it Gagne. That's what it looks like, but it's Gane. Again, got the Topps Micro, so I'm going to make a full book of these. Have a whole set. You can buy a whole set of Topps Micro for like $10 of like 600 micro cards. It's kind of fun. Then we have this one here. Greg's a great signer. He has been for years. I was going to do this as Project Goofball because this is kind of a weird photo, but changed my mind. It's not goofy enough. Project Goofball has a high level of goofball you got to hit. And this one here, this Hometown Heroes. So that one turned out real nice. Real happy with that. Okay, moving on. Another repeat return. Mr. Tom Kelly. And this is a custom card that goes in the archive project for my daughter. So the back is blank. And I believe that was designed by somebody else. And here is the micro card. So these are turning out real cool. Really love them. Again, a whole set of 600, over like 600 or 700 cards is like $10. So you can get those on eBay. This one was 5 per, and it's another repeat return. This is Frank Thomas. No, not that Frank Thomas. The original Frank Thomas. And signed my card, which is for oddball teams. Chicago legend Frank Thomas. No, not that Chicago legend Frank Thomas. This Frank Thomas only played for Chicago for 5 games. So I had to get this one signed for oddball teams. And to call him a Chicago legend Frank Thomas, I thought that was kind of funny. And I'm thinking about starting a not that name PC for the Goofball project. I know I have so many subsets of Goofball, but like Mike Tyson and Frank Thomas and these guys that have the same name as a more famous person, but it's not that famous person, obviously. It's just a baseball player or basketball player. So I think I'm going to start a not that PC for Goofball. We'll see. Frank Thomas is a good one to add. He sent this one by himself, by the way. I did not send this, so he threw that in. It means he's probably out of custom cards. He probably got swamped from the TTM rush. So I'm guessing he's out of custom cards, and now he's just throwing in regular cards. And that was $5, by the way. So next up, we have Ron Hansen. I believe he was Rookie of the Year, actually. Signed this old school stamp, which, of course, I put on my custom card. So I've got the scrapbooking corners holding it in. But Ron signed that right there, and that looks real nice. These stamps are actually, if you get a good player, they're worth an okay amount of money. And then I purchased a bunch of canceled baseball stamps and put the baseball, whoops, there you go. So there's the baseball stamp, and I put that on there, and Ron signed it. So basically I have unlimited customs that I can use for all different kinds of sports. I just have to buy the canceled sports stamps. It's kind of nice. So hopefully I'll be using more of those soon. Next up, this actually is not a repeat return. I made a mistake here. This one is. So this is Mr. Bob Cousy. This is the last time I'm writing to Cousy, but I had to get this custom card signed. I loved the way it looked. This is Cousy and Russell. And it's for the archive project. Signed it greatly there. He also answered a question of mine. I asked why he signs so well for fans. And he basically said, I think because Jesus said to give unto others, I believe was the quote he put. So, yeah. I've been asking some of these guys that sign like so much fan mail why they do it. And I've been getting some interesting responses. And I'll tell you when I get them. If I remember, I forgot a couple guys. I've got a couple guys in that have responded, and I forgot to tell you guys about. Apologize. Next up, I actually met this guy, and I sent a photo of me and him putting me in a headlock. And this is the last time I'm writing to this guy, because I've wrote to him, this is my 3rd time, Jerry Lawler. I just thought about sending him the photo of me and him to get signed. I don't know why it took me this long. But here is the photo of me and Jerry Lawler. He's putting me in a headlock. Hilarious. Alright. And one last repeat. And I figured out why this guy did not sign my refractor card now. It's because he only signs 1 per. I put a book plate in this and he did not sign it. He's wrote a couple books. But I did send a custom, and he signed the custom, and I'm happy he did because it turned out really cool. Mr. Fay Vincent, commissioner of MLB. The guy who banned Pete Rose, or maybe was it Bart Giamatti that banned him and then Fay Vincent kept him banned? I can't remember. But Fay signed perfectly right there in the signature spot. So that turned out real nice. Real happy with that. I'm starting to leave the signature spots empty on those, and they're coming out really cool. Okay, first stuff for the new stuff that I've never got before. Sorry guys, I'm tired, if you can't tell. Gerald Alexander on the old Baseball Magazine card. So that's actually a Pudge Rodriguez Hall of Famer rookie card too. So pretty cool. Real happy with that. And then he also signed the Classic 91 card. Right to my daughter like I asked. So, alright. Next up, this guy signed a bunch of stuff. 4 out of 4. And did not inscribe it to my daughter though. I thought he would. Oh yeah, no, he did. He inscribed a 1 to my daughter. Which works because the rest can be trade bait, although he's a great signer. Everybody has him. Signed the micro card. Pat Holmes. Signed this card here, which is the Baseball Magazine 1969 archive card. And signed the same card again. And signed the same card again. And this one's inscribed to my daughter. So, some good trade bait there to get other archive cards for my daughter's set. And then sent a flyer about his book. So you guys can pick it up. It's called More Than the Score. So, real nice success from him. Next up, Mr. Dave Goltz. I can only find 3 cards of Dave Goltz, and they were all the same card. I hate when that happens, but I really didn't want to dig through all the cards that I own to find more Dave Goltz. So I sent him 3 of the ones I could find, and they are Project Goofball cards / Oddball, and I'm collecting guys that are signing autographs on the card that are autographed. So they autograph cards of them autographing cards. So here is Dave Goltz. Inscribed it to my daughter. And inscribed this one to my daughter. And inscribed this one to my daughter. So 3 of 3. I wish I would have had 3 different cards, but I just didn't feel like going through all those cards that are unorganized. Next up, this is a private address success. I'm probably going to make it public, though. He was a minor league baseball player. He didn't even make it to the majors, but he has a heritage card, and this is one of my favorite heritage sets. So I wanted to get this one signed for my daughter's archive project. And this is Josh Axelson. Inscribed that one to my daughter. And inscribed that one to my daughter. Alright, let's see. They're going to start getting real cool, guys. This next one is from a guy who used to sign great. But I think he got flooded and just left a bad taste in his mouth. Now he's a little picky. So I only sent 2 cards, and I made sure to say, please inscribe them, because I wanted these back signed for my daughter's set. And he did. So Topps Fan Favorites card, Mr. Sean Dunston. He's like a Cubs legend. And here we have a Baseball Card Magazine archive card. Inscribed that one. So those turned out perfect. Really happy with that. Next up, and I just found a card I need to send off to this guy again. It's a Cecil Fielder card. The San Diego Chicken. And I had 3 cards to send off, and I just found a Cecil Fielder card. It's one of the most famous goofball cards out there. And I'm going to get it signed by the Chicken and Cecil through a private signing. But here we have 3 interesting cards. This is a triple play card. And this is from Ted, how do you pronounce his name? Ted Gianolis. I can't remember how to pronounce his name. Not to mention, I'm thirsty and I need to get some water. So he signed it nicely there. Really awesome autograph. And here is the Chicken card. This is the Chicken card. Copyright the Chicken card. So, not sure even what set that is. But then we have a photo that he sent. So inscribed it to my daughter. Really love that. Just signed it to Chicken. And then here's the one for the archive set. This is a Donruss archive. San Diego Chicken. So, really nice return from him. Really happy with that. His penmanship is amazing, and the signatures look amazing. And now I gotta send my Cecil Fielder off to get signed, because that will be an awesome piece once it's dual signed. And if you guys know cards, you know which one I'm talking about. Alright, next up, first return from this guy, well, for years. I sent back in 2011 or something. But this is Ozzie Newsome. Signed this beat up AFC All-Pro card. Signed this really cool Prestige shiny card. Some shine for you. And then this one's really cool, and I'm probably going to send it off to try to get dual signed. I'll try to pull up a private Addy. But this is Ozzie Newsome and Braylon Edwards, and he signed it right there where it looks like it's part of a certified card. So I'll be trying to track down an Addy for Braylon and get that dual signed. Alright guys, we got some really cool stuff coming up. So next up we have Murakami. He was the first Japanese baseball player in major leagues. This one is finished. This is Hideki Arabu and him. This actually was sent to Japan. So this is international. I was so excited. I thought I was getting Jackie Chan back finally, and it was him. And I was like, that works. Still a really cool return. And then this one here is with Masato Yoshi. So that one can get dual signed. Alright. Oh man, it's hard to pick which ones to do next. I guess I'll do these. I think this guy is probably the best commissioner. Definitely today. I think he's the best commissioner in like 20, 30 years. This is Adam Silver, and he is the commissioner of the NBA, and inscribed them to my daughter. And that one looks awesome. And then this one, he tried to do it in black, but it didn't show up well. So he signed it in silver, but he signed it in Adam Silver and inscribed it in black. So really cool return from him. Again, I think he's going to go down as a very iconic figure in basketball. Probably more beloved than David Stern. David Stern did some weird stuff, but he was a good commissioner. I think Adam Silver beats that. So far, we'll see what his legacy says. But if you haven't wrote to Adam Silver, probably want to get on it because, like I said, he's going to be a nice signature to have later on. Okay, gosh, who to pick next? The Hall of Famers or the... Okay, I'll pick this one. So, as you guys know, I wrote off to several Star Trek characters for my new son, whose name is Riker. Actually named him after William Riker from Star Trek Next Generation. So I wrote to the whole cast to try to get some cast autographs. And I got this one back via private address, and it's awesome. Wesley Crusher, Will Wheaton. He inscribed this one to my daughter. And these are custom cards that I made. And then inscribed this one to Riker. So, really happy with that. And I'm going to frame all these up together for my kids. So they'll have most of a Next Generation cast. I'll probably fill in the holes with some certified cards of the guys I don't get. But I have several of those still out, pending. Alright, next up. This one's crazy. You know what? This is a spring training success. I'm going to hold off. Okay. So we'll do the non-spring training success. This is Bill Mazurovsky, and I didn't think I was going to be able to get him again. He's $10 per, but he RTSs everything. So I did a little trick that I haven't used in a while. I sent a book, and he signed the book right there. I spent $10 for that. Books are a lot more likely to get through, especially if they authored the book or helped write the book. And then sign my archives card, which this is the last archives card I needed for Mazurovsky for my daughter's archive project, and it turned out great. So, very happy with that return. He's getting up there in age. Alright, next up, guys. Spring training. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 returns from spring training. This one here is questionable. I would say 66% chance of authenticity, if I'm totally pulling that out of my butt. This is Mr. Willie Horton, and the reason I say 66%, the signature is definitely different than what I've seen normally. He's getting up there in age, and this pen was garbage, but the W is separated like almost all of his signatures, and he added the number, and there are some characteristics that are consistent. But this is Mr. Willie Horton right there. And it was sent to spring training, so who has a secretary at spring training? But I think the W kind of gives it away there. What do you guys think? Willie Horton. Okay, next up. Mr. Manny Alvarez. Coach. He was the coach for the Indians. He's a bench coach now, and I forget who for. Maybe the Marlins. Manny Acta. Inscribed them all to my daughter like I asked. First time I've got stuff inscribed from spring training. Actually, I think there's one more that was inscribed from spring training. That one looks really good. And then this heritage card here. So those are all for Project Archive. Next up, Mr. Gerald Spann. And Gerald Spann actually was a player up until a year or two ago. And he got signed on as a coach, I believe, for the Mariners. So I sent to spring training, and as I said, that was my goal. I sent to all coaches and very few players. And I'm seeing some cool responses from coaches. These guys don't get even close to the amount of fan mail that the current players do. So I think my whole philosophy around spring training this year worked pretty well. I think I'm going to get a bunch more in as time goes on and guys take their mail home. So this is a 69 heritage. And we have a 68 heritage. And a 70 heritage. So those turned out real nice, and those are for the archive project. Alright, next up we have Miguel Correa, another coach, but he was a former player. This is a heritage card. We have a vintage, Upper Deck vintage card, which we know, ripped off the Topps, style. And then my favorite heritage set, the 2001 1952 heritage. And that one got dinged up pretty good on the corner there, but still really nice to have. Alright, two more, guys. This one's a current player, and this is the other one that was inscribed. This is Mr. Brad Keller. That's a Topps heritage there. Inscribed it to my daughter. And this is a Donruss heritage. So, sign that one nicely there. Real happy with that. And then, last but not least, a Hall of Fame return from spring training. A lot of these legends did not go down to spring training this year, so it was going to be a crapshoot on who actually signed from spring training. And this one came through. This guy charges like $40 a card normally. This was free via spring training. The card got mangled in the mail on the corner, but that's okay because I got Alan Trammell, Hall of Famer. Inscribed to my daughter just like I asked, perfectly. Real happy with that spring training return. Alright guys, I think that's it. I'm really tired. I'm going to go take a nap. Hope you enjoyed. Hopefully I get a video up soon. These TTMs pile up way too fast for me to wait this long, so if you want those shuffle trades, if you want the hit trade, I can't talk today. If you want the hit trade for shuffle trades, go to shuffletrades.com. You can get this Willie Stargell autographed card, certified, and this Burt Blyleven We Are Family team. So that's the giveaway for April. Again, the giveaway for March is the Tom from MySpace autograph. So that will be done at the end of the month. Okay? ShuffleTrades.com. I'm Zane Savage. I'm tired. You take care. All you autograph addicts.